Inheritance is a powerful feature in object-oriented programming language. Inheritance enables us to define a class that takes all the functionality from parent class and allows us to add more. That means one subclass can leverage code from another base class. One of the good inheritance example could be bank accounts. In programming, we can have a parent class as a bank account, then personal account and business account can be child classes. Many of the methods between personal account class and business account class will be similar, such as methods to withdraw and deposit money. So these can be belongs to the parent class called bank account. The business account subclass would have methods specific to it. Similarly, personal account class. Now let's get into an example. We will create a fish parent class. Then we will later use to construct types of fish as its subclasses. So now class fish will have our constructor which takes two parameters, name of the fish and eyelids. By default, we'll put eyelids false. So now we'll have two methods, swim print this fish is swimming. We'll have another method swim backwards. Now we can create object. Let's create object for goldfish and f dot swim. So we are ready with base class. Let's build a child class here. Child class or subclass will inherit from the parent class. That means each child class will be able to make use of the methods and variables of the parent class. For example, goldfish goldfish child class, which is subclass of the fish class, will be able to make use of swim method without declaring in it. Okay, so while creating subclass, you must pass the parent class into the child class as a parameter. Let's see how to create a child class. Now, for example, class trot. Here, we need to provide parent class. So now, trot is a child class which takes the parent class as an argument here. Now, let's say pass. So we are done with our class. Now, let's create an object to the trot and try to access swim method. T equal to trot Solomon and T dot name. Let's print T dot name, T dot swim. So now when you run, we're getting the variable from the parent class. If you look into, name is not defined in trot class, but we are getting it from the parent class fish. Similarly, swim is not defined in trot class, but we are getting it from the parent class. Now let's create another child class that includes its own method. Now we'll use the same code. We'll define a method here. Def is fresh water fish. Print yes, I am fresh fish. So now I have created another, I have updated the existing subclass, but created another method which is not exist in the superclass. Now let's create an object t equal to trot. The name is Salmon. Now let's say we'll just take these two methods here, and t dot is freshwater fish. Now when you execute, along with these two inherited behavior from superclass, we're also getting its own method which is defined in the subclass. So in the above case, the subclass inherits all of its parent class and using them. What if we want to make use of some of the parent class behaviors but not all of them? Can we override parent class methods in child class? The answer is yes. We can override parent class methods in child class as well. Let's create a class called shark, which is subclass of fish. Few characteristics. Shark has eyelids and they are unable to swim backwards. In this case, we need to override constructor and swim backward methods. Let's try that. Let's create a class shark. So remember to pass parent class and input to class definition. Override constructor self name eyelids are true. Now self dot name equal to name self dot eyelids equal to eyelids. Now define, override swim backwards method. We'll copy from the previous one. So now we'll change the implementation. Sharks cannot swim backwards, but can sink backwards. So now these are class is a type mistake fish. So these are subclass called shark, which is extending parent class. Let's create an object. Shark. Now print swim backwards. If you notice the behavior, now we are getting a method from the subclass, not from the parent class. So hope you understood method overriding here. Now let's say there is a need to access a method from parent class which is overridden in child class. We can use super function. You can gain access to inherited methods that have been overridden in class object. Now we will take this example and modify a little bit. So in the init method, we will just override the init method here with the we'll try to access the parent class super dot init self, and we'll remove these two lines. Now what exactly happening here? In the previous case, we were initializing the parameters from some from subclass, but actually these initializations are already in place in superclass. We can make use of them, right? So to do that, we are just invoking parent class constructor using super function. So this is the way you can invoke superclass functions using super function. So hope you understood overriding features. Let's talk about multiple inheritance. As of now, we have seen only one parent class, but we can see more than one parent class in multiple inheritance. Let's directly get into an example. We'll create a class called game def play. We'll have one method. I can play game. Then another class called sing def sing. So now we will have another class which inherits both classes. Class person game comma sing. So now we are we have created classes. Now let's create an object for the person. P equal to person and P dot play. Similarly P dot sing. Let's execute. So now if you notice, person object person class has inherit both classes called game and sing, and it can able to make use of their methods. So that is the example we are showing here. So this is about class inheritance in Python. Hope you understood the concepts. Thanks for watching and please subscribe to the channel.